She asked why I was smiling. She regretted it immediately. Moments later, that smile stayed, not out of joy, but because for the first time in months, I finally understood everything. It wasn't her words that told me. It was the silence between them, the pauses she filled with half-truths, the way her phone tilted away when I walked into the room. When she asked, "Why are you smiling like that?" I nearly laughed. The truth had stopped hurting. It had simply gone numb. 2 weeks earlier, I would have sworn my wife, Amelia, could never betray me. She had that soft calm in her voice, that quiet kindness that made people feel safe. I used a joke that if an angel ever took human form, she'd look like her: freckles, gentle laughter, always smelling faintly of lavender. But even angels, I've learned, know how to lie. It began subtly, a distance I couldn't name. Late nights at work, extra meetings, calls with clients. Her tone always just convincing enough. I didn't want to become the paranoid husband, so I kept telling myself that love means trust, that she was tired, that she still cared. Until one night, I heard her whisper a name in her sleep: Nathan. At first, I told myself it meant nothing, a random fragment of a dream. But the way she smiled afterward, still half asleep, cracked something inside me. Nathan. The name sat in my chest like poison. Then came the signs. The new perfume, the secret of texting, the way she guarded her phone like it contained state secrets. So yes, that day I smiled, not from happiness, but from realization. I finally had proof. It happened on a rainy Thursday, the kind that makes the whole city look tired. I'd taken half a day off, told my boss I wasn't feeling well, parked 2 blocks from Amelia's office. Near the cafe she always said she wanted between meetings. My plan was simple: surprise her with lunch, a small, thoughtful gesture like we used to do. But surprises have a way of revealing truths you'd rather never see. I spotted her right away, her brown coat, her familiar walk. But she wasn't alone. There was a man beside her. I didn't know him yet, but I didn't need to. The way his hand brushed hers, the way she leaned in laughing softly. It was all I needed to see. Then she kissed him. Quick, soft, but unmistakable. I didn't move, didn't shout. Just watched as the rain soaked through my clothes and the lunch bag slipped from my hand. Something inside me went dark, quietly, like a candle dying out. For days, I said nothing. No confrontation. No rage. Just silence. I wanted to see how long she'd keep pretending. At dinner, she'd smile and ask how my day was, using the same mouth that had kissed another man. I'd nod, pretending everything was fine. At night, she'd curl up next to me, her head on my chest, while I stared at the ceiling wondering if she was thinking about him. And still, I couldn't stop loving her. That was the cruelest part. Love doesn't die with betrayal. It lingers, confused and bleeding. Then came the moment she would regret. Sunday morning. The smell of coffee and burnt toast filled the air. Amelia sat by the window, scrolling through her phone, smiling at something. I stood by the counter, sipping my coffee, just watching her. She looked up and caught my expression. "Why are you smiling like that?" she asked, teasingly. I set the mug down and said quietly, "I finally get it." She frowned. "Get what?" "That people don't stop loving you overnight. They just start loving someone else instead." Her smile faded. "What are you talking about?" I pulled out my phone and pressed play. Her laughter echoed through the kitchen. The same laugh I'd recorded the day I followed her. Then his voice: "I can't believe we're doing this." Her reply was soft, unmistakable: "He'll never find out." Amelia froze. The color drained from her face. Her phone slipped from her hand and clattered onto the floor. "Michael," she whispered, "please, it's not what you think." I smiled again, but it wasn't a kind smile. "Then what is it, Amelia?" Because it sounds a lot like my wife calling her husband a fool. Tears filled her eyes. She reached for me, but I stepped back. The space between us had never felt wider. "Michael, I was confused," she stammered. "It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything." I laughed quietly, bitterly. "You kissed him, Amelia. You met him. You lied to me. Don't insult me by calling it nothing." She broke down, sobbing into her hands. I didn't want to hurt you. But you did, I said. Every time you came home smelling like him, every time you said you loved me, you were killing something inside me you couldn't see. Her tears fell harder. I ended it weeks ago. Please, Michael, I swear I did. I was scared. And yet, I said, nodding toward her phone on the floor, you were texting him this morning. She didn't deny it, just crumpled in silence. I turned away, not because I didn't want to see her cry, but because if I looked any longer, I'd break. That night, I packed a bag. She followed me down the hallway, clutching my arms, begging through tears. Please, we can fix this. I love you. I made a mistake. I stopped at the door and looked back at the woman I once thought I'd grow old with. You didn't make a mistake, Amelia, I said softly. You made a choice. Then I walked out. The next few days blurred together. I stayed with a friend, ignored her calls, left her messages unread. I watched the notifications pile up. Please come home. Please talk to me. I'll do anything. The world felt emptier without her. Even after everything, every song, every smell, every shadow seemed to whisper her name. But underneath the ache, something new began to grow. Clarity. I realized I'd spent months convincing myself that our love was unbreakable, that if I just trusted more, she'd come back. But love doesn't survive betrayal. It only limps until you finally put out of its misery. A week later, she showed up at my door. Her eyes were swollen, her voice unsteady. I just want to talk, she said. I hesitated, then let her in. She stood in the middle of the room like she no longer belonged there. I ended it, she said quietly. For good this time. I told him never to contact me again. I've been going to therapy, trying to understand why I did it. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I needed you to know I'm sorry. I looked at her, really looked. She wasn't the same woman I had loved, but there was still something painfully human in her eyes. Regret, shame, desperation. I believe you, I said softly. Her eyes widened. You do? Yes, I said, but believing you doesn't mean I can love you again. She broke down right there, sobbing so hard the sound echoed off the walls. I didn't move to comfort her, not out of cruelty, but because some lessons can be softened. When she finally looked up, tears streaking her face, she whispered, Do you still think about me? I smiled again, the same quiet smile that started it all. Every day, I said, but not the way you want me to. Now, months later, I still catch myself smiling sometimes. People assume it's because I've moved on, that I'm happy. But it isn't happiness. It's acceptance. Because sometimes the calmest smile you'll ever wear is the one that comes after losing everything and surviving anyway. And if she ever asks me again why I'm smiling, I'll tell her the truth. I'm smiling because you taught me something. Love without honesty isn't love at all.